Listen, I need to understand what is going on here for a second because I thought we're trying to do this true crime investigation to help find this poor little boy. If you don't know who this is, 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers was missing at the same exact time as Madeline Soto. It's been a month, a little over a month, and still missing. I'm going to cut to the chase. People believe that the stepfather or the mother has something to do with it. The only person looking is Seth, which is his father, and he's still missing. United Cajun pulled back, and I'm a little upset by all what's happening, and let me explain why. Let me explain why I'm upset, and I'm going to cut to the small updates. Number one, I am upset that there's no updated information of anything so far in this case. Number two, I have not found anything that the stepfather or the mother went out looking. They probably did, but I haven't heard anything. Now, I am on the fence. I'm not going to be what people are right now saying that the stepfather, Chris or Katie, has done something. I cannot legally say they've done something. They are the cause for his disappearance. But right now, I haven't found anything solid, but yet I haven't found anything that they went searching. Now, does that mean they went searching to find their Chris's stepson, Katie's son? No, I don't know that. Now, here's what I'm upset about. The Cajun Army, right? The Cajun Navy. I said Army, excuse me. This United Cajun Navy. You might be thinking, hooray, they pulled back because there was rumors saying that, these people haven't done nothing. They've been trying to take credit. They don't really care. Well, let me break this down for you, ladies and gentlemen. No, it's not good that they pulled back. Because from what I've been told, it's another podcaster, I don't want to say who did this, investigator, made them pull back because they've been receiving death threats. Yes, someone that has been actually still eyes on the ground. Guys, this is people with eyes and boots on the ground looking for this poor boy. Regardless if they discredit or you don't believe that they're doing good or they're the fake Cajun, they were still looking. It doesn't matter about credit. It never mattered. But somebody, I don't want to say this person's name from what other people have been telling me, made these people get threatened by people. You think this is good? No. These are still people looking versus people who was. You understand this? So I'm not going to say this individual's name who's on YouTube made them stop looking. They put a halt in their investigation because they were receiving death threats and their family. How dare you? You made the situation worse. People are threatening them and their family because of over credit. And now, it was this interview with Chris's ex-wife abusing her daughter, her child. We got a lot to catch up on today. If you're brand new to the stream, my name is Nov. Welcome to Novesity. We talk about true crime, or we go live to talk about true crime or investigation work. And this is investigation as of this podcast. We got quite a lot to talk about, but we are going to do a short one today. We have a very short podcast today. 8:45 is the cut time for today. It is a good weekend for people, good Saturday, good Sunday. People, people want to, it's Easter tomorrow. So I don't want to take up much of your time. So what we're going to do today is we're just going to talk about small updates, what's going on in this case for Sebastian Rogers, what I need from you over at Facebook and YouTube. I promise I won't take much of your Saturday, is to like, share, follow, hit the subscribe. You guys already know what to do. You guys already know. All my people at YouTube, Facebook, you guys already know what to do. Let's get those shares up, those likes. Let's get involved, my beautiful people. Shout out to everyone who got them beautiful badges. And shout out to my mods in the chat. Shout out to everybody. Let me read this real quick. We already know they pulled back, but I want to get into the details. For immediate release of the UNC search volunteers, today's search for Sebastian Rogers have been called off due to increasing security concerns and with the upcoming Easter holiday. The decision has been made as of this morning to pull back and regroup. This decision was not taken lightly. It's made with a safety to all our volunteers in mind. We want to thank all our volunteers that planned to be out searching today. We are very grateful. We will continue to evaluate the situation and support ongoing local efforts. In the meantime, this does not mean the search is over. So, what's going on, Craig? How you doing? I hope that they get back in line. I hope they go back and search. It's not about taking credit. It's really about just getting this boy, saving this boy. That's what this is about, okay? Jessica Marie, thank you for becoming a supporter. Jessica Marie over at Facebook. Welcome. Enjoy all your badges and perks, all right? Teresa and Lauren, thank you for the 100 stars. And Kay Cooney with the 145 stars. She says, Happy Easter, Nove in chat. Happy Easter, Kay Cooney over at Facebook. Let's get into some updates. Now, this was this YouTuber named Trev Time who spoke to Nina Gomez with her experience with Chris Proudfoot. Now, I want to give proper credit to him. This is not my video, but I just want to give him credit. And this is Nina. I kind of want to watch a little bit of this interview. I will do note cuts. I'm giving him proper credit. I will absolutely do no cuts in this. So I will let this play through just for a little bit, and then I'll stop, and then we'll continue the podcast with other small updates, such as the neighbor with the trash can, something like that. I didn't even watch it, hear it. I just wanted to save it to watch it with you together. And I have another one right here where this was uploaded, a couple days ago? And United Cajun, Navy calls off. I want to, you know what? Maybe we should watch this first just to see what the update was with this one right here. Melissa Jones, the first super chat of the day. What's going on, Melissa Jones? I appreciate you guys. And Teresa M. Lord, the first stars of today. I want to go over this video one more time just to bring attention to something. And then over the comment of the United Cajun. Now, I don't want to make this about beef between an entity, a group versus a person. I don't care. I care about finding the boy. I want to do what's right. This is what I'm here for. I don't care about people having beef. It's not my business, all right? All right, so let's jump into...
So you guys saw on your camera...
him right after school on Friday.
Okay.
On my video.
I saw him right after school on Friday. Okay.
About somewhere around 3 o'clock, get the mail on Friday.
Okay.
Then they evidently had been out on Saturday because she comes home, she pulls up, he jumps out of the car and he gets the mail, and while she's pulling into the garage, he's skipping and he looks happy and he's running up to the front door, but then he doesn't go in the front door and he skips back down the sidewalk and into the garage, but looks really happy. Mm-hmm. I did not visually see him on Friday with the camera, but Sunday with my camera. But that was when I asked my husband asked the police, did you see who took that trash down? Was that Sebastian? Mm-hmm. And they said yes, because in this neighborhood, if you want your trash picked up on Monday morning, you got to take it down there Sunday, sometime Sunday. Right. Okay. Yeah.
So you guys saw.
She didn't see Sebastian Sunday. So after they went out to the bowling alley, right? They went to it was a bowling alley, right? I just want to be sure. Kim with the super chat. She says, I watched this. The whole Proud family is disturbed. Yeah, I am too. And I'm trying to catch up. I will officially be catched up as of today. I'm pretty excited about that after all my research. Happy Easter, everyone. By the way, I'm sorry about this. I just want to take the time out to say happy Easter to everyone. Happy Easter. You are loved. You are cherished. I love you guys. Happy Easter. Life is short. Enjoy your weekend. I won't take much of it, but I just genuinely want to say from the bottom of my heart that at the very end of the day, we are all human. We're vulnerable. We must protect each other, especially our family, close loved ones, and friends. You know, speaking about true crime, it's deep. You know, it's deep. But I want to take the time to say, you know, I didn't want to do a podcast for the whole weekend, just for you guys to take a break. It's Easter, be with the family. But I was like, you know what? I'll just do one for Saturday, and we'll catch up Monday. But just want to say happy Easter. I love you guys, and I am grateful for every single one of you, from Novesity to all of you, subscribers, listeners, watchers, modders, supporters, members, executives, you name it. Novesity, me, Nove, extends my love to you. Okay? Let's continue with the case here. I want to knock out the United Cajun stuff just to knock it out, because I don't care about other people's beef, but let's get some updates.
Search for missing 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers was called off today, and this is due to security concerns. WSMV4 reached out and asked what this meant, and we're told search volunteers had received death threats online and in person. They tell us they have never dealt with these types of threats while helping with a search. Meantime, during a recent interview with legal analyst and TV journalist Nancy Grace, Sebastian's mother and stepfather, Katie and Chris Proudfoot, revealed they've left their home in Hendersonville. Now, Chris said he was going back to work in Memphis, and Katie left to be with him. When Grace asked if she was concerned about not being home while the search is ongoing, Sebastian's mom said she was, and she left because she says her son could be anywhere.
Literally anywhere. This boy has not been found anywhere. Anywhere. Absolutely anywhere yet. There is a new article about Sebastian Rogers by Newsweek 3 hours ago. The search for missing teenager Sebastian Rogers faces a new challenge after the United Cajun Navy, a nonprofit organization that arranges rescue teams, called off in search with the schedule for Friday. Rogers, 15, disappeared late February from a home he shares with his family. With his mother and stepfather in Sumner County, Tennessee. The boy's stepfather, Chris Proudfoot, was working out of town, and mom, Katie Proudfoot, said her son wasn't in his room when she went to wake him up on school on February 26th. There has been no sign of a break-in, suggesting he had left on his own accord. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, that's TBI, shared an Amber Alert. Okay, we know all this stuff already. Why am I still on this case? I am still on this case because this is a little boy that's missing. What do you mean? I'm on this case because this is somebody's baby. This could have been anybody's child. It could have been mine, yours, your anybody's. This could have been anybody in the chat. I'm doing this because this is an autistic child that doesn't know well. He doesn't know. He's just, they are very beautiful people. Autistic kids are they're smart. But he needs help. And by God, I need to do the right thing right here. I need to help this child. I know it's not my child. I don't have to do nothing. I know. But damn, this kid needs some hero. Can I be a part of the equation? Can I do that? Can I help him? Jesus. Can I do that? There are people in the chat that wants to but can't do it because they don't have the time. They're busy. They're just afraid. They're scared. They don't want to go out. They don't want to do the investigation. And I respect that. They don't have to. So let me do that on behalf. This little boy needs help, and let me do it over the screen. Let me do it in the studio. Let me do it behind here. Well, you guys can sit back and watch me. There's people like, yeah, you should probably not watch him. You should probably go out there. They don't have to go out there. These people can watch me on Facebook and YouTube. That's them helping. People who send stars and super chats. Thank you. I'm humbled. That's them helping. Let them do that. And this is why I continue to do this story. Just like Riley, Madeline, Savannah, the 3 Kansas City friends that found dead in George Willis's backyard. Absolutely. These people need proper justice. It's not only investigation, but we talk about true crime. Whether we talk about it once, we talk about it 10 times, I talk about it 100th time. I will continue to not only do what's right ethically, morally speaking, but I will do what's right for people who need attention. Like this boy. I don't know if he's out alive, crying for help. And by the gods, I will do what I can. I will do what I can. I promise. Okay? Oh, okay. Moving on. Let's go. I hope that answers your question. Okay, so this video, right? What was this video about? This video with with Nina Gomez. I didn't watch it. We're gonna watch very little of it, and then I'm actually gonna call Breezy because she. Well, did she watch all of it? Let me see. Yeah, she did. She did watch all of it. Breathe, Novesity. I'm breathing. I'm breathing. I'm breathing. I'm breathing. Deb XO with the super $2 super chat says, "Happy Easter, praying for Sebastian." Well said. Well said. Well said. Absolutely. We are all praying for Sebastian. Absolutely. Absolutely. Elizabeth with the 50 gifted subs. This is the interview, by the way. We're going to watch it right now. Hit that like and share button. Elizabeth. If you got a gifted sub from Elizabeth right now, say thank you. Hashtag Elizabeth in the chat right now. Hashtag Elizabeth in the chat right now. Elizabeth, thank you so much. That means a lot. Yeah, Elizabeth, thank you so much. Yes, we're watching the interview right now. Happy Easter, everybody. Elizabeth with the 50. 50. Hashtag Elizabeth in the chat. Elizabeth, thank you so much. Look at her. Look at her. She's just taunting, laughing, because she knows I'm going to call her name. Elizabeth, that means a lot. Thank you so much for that contribution, Elizabeth. I cannot thank you. I thank you. Elizabeth in the chat. Hashtag Elizabeth in the chat right now, everybody. Hit that honey bun for me. It's a long interview, but a must watch. Yes, Kim, I'm not going to waste your guys' time. I'm not. I know it's a long interview. That's why I'm calling Breezy. She's going to give me the summary. So Breezy, okay. But I'm going to watch very, very little of it. And she's going to give me some notes, okay? And then she's just going to get to the nitty gritty of it. I don't want to waste your guys' time. I don't want to be boring. I don't want to do nothing. You guys know I cut to the chase. I get the facts. I'm going to get it here from Breezy. Melissa Jones for the $1.99 super chat. Thank you, Melissa Jones. I appreciate you. Marie Paul with the 100 stars says, "Thank you, No, for what you do. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you." Dion with the $4.99 super chat. Dion says, "How many times do we have to listen to saying that their child has been forgotten? Their cell phone, this..." Yes. So he did forget his cell phone. I would love to speak to somebody on the phone and let me know, is that normal for an autistic child to leave his phone? Is that something that they always need? Can you tell me? Call in if you have experience with a child that has autism. I would appreciate that. Please let me know. I don't have experience with that at all. Happy Resurrection Sunday. Hello, guys. Happy Easter, everyone. Elizabeth! Yes. Okay. So let's chime in on this. All right.
For proud of it is Faith's father biologically.
Elizabeth!
So my name is Nina Gomez, as a lot of you know. I am Faith Proudfoot's mother. Christopher Proud.
So this is Faith Proudfoot. So the guy, Chris, people are claiming that Chris has some type of responsibility for the disappearance of Sebastian. People think the mom, people think the stepdad. This is for you to call in and let me know your theory, okay? Everyone has a freedom of speech, but just say allegedly, for legal purposes. I cannot say that Chris or Katie is responsible. Do I see red flags? Yes, I do. I see what you guys are talking about, but am I fully convinced? No, I'm not. All right. As someone who does investigation work, I mainly do 95% true crime, but 5% I do investigation work. Hence why I'm doing it in Sebastian case. I need hardcore evidence to make me believe so fully. But do I see red flags? Yes. So let's continue this. Elizabeth.
Proud of it, is Faith's father biologically. And I'm here to tell my story of what happened to myself and to my children.
Absolutely. And I think it's a story that needs to be heard. So if you want to just open us up with the beginning of your story and just get into it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, like I said, my name is Nina. I live here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and I have 3 amazing children. I met Christopher back when I was 35 years old. I met him on a dating website. Don't know what I was doing there. I guess I wish I could take it back. I started talking to him. He was stationed out in San Diego, and we started talking back and forth. Wanted to get to know him a little bit more. I thought he was a great person in the beginning. But everybody is always perfect in the beginning, right? We fail to see the red flags, and we fail to notice things that we should in the beginning. So he made a couple of trips out here, asked me to marry him, and I made the mistake by saying I do.
So this guy had 5 marriages. Am I correct, chat? 5 marriages. Chris, you had 5 marriages. I'm not in your business, Chris. I don't know you, Chris. You know. But damn, 5 marriages, brother. You know. I mean, things happen. Maybe once, maybe twice, maybe 3 times, 4 times, 5. And you beating somebody else's kid. You laid your hands on an autistic kid. Damn. Chris, I don't know if you have anything to do with Sebastian's disappearance, brother. But let me tell you something. I'm just being, Chris, I legally can't say, you know, that you have something to do with this. And I need everyone in the chat to understand me when I say that. You need to understand me. I legally can't say certain things. That's why I have to say allegedly, speculation. I hope you respect me on that, Facebook and YouTube, because I have a platform and my name to protect, okay? And credibility. But I need you guys to understand that I still have to be on the fence. Now, Chris, what I can say to you is there are women and men in this chat who has kids and autistic kids. I know hearing that you beat your kid, your step kid, it puts they don't like it. They don't like it in the chat. I know that for a fact. They don't like that. They don't like that, Chris. Do I like that? No. Did I get beat when I was a kid? Absolutely. But does it make it so that everyone can get beat? An autistic kid can get beat? For what purpose you put your hands on multiple children? It's not my business, but is it morally good? No, I don't think so. An autistic kid? I don't think so, Chris. Stay single and don't marry from online. April with that $9.99. Thank you, April. How are you? She says, I have a 10-year-old autistic son. My house has detectors on all doors and windows that alert me if he tries to leave. He never goes anywhere without his iPad and Kindle. You know, April, I've been getting a lot of messages saying that their autistic kid can't leave without certain attachments. I'm recognizing a pattern from every single one of you that's been telling me these things. Shoes. They need to have some physical object with them that they are connected with. Am I correct? I'm learning this now. I'm learning from you guys. Well said, April. Ginger said this case is so sad. Why does it seem like so many young people are disappearing and getting worse? Yes, something happened today with another disappearance, and I don't want to talk about it. We'll wait till next week. Yeah, it's been another child disappearance. Child are easy prey, ladies and gentlemen. Easy. That's why. Another ship hit a bridge, ladies and gentlemen. Don't even get me on that. Don't even get me on that. Yes, another boat, ship, what have you, hit another bridge today. Sebastian did have something, his keychain. So how can certain things be there? His phone, his shoes, but this keychain, ladies and gentlemen. His keychain was taken. Elizabeth! I'm sorry, that was random. I don't know. She does this to me. Let me put the interview back.
So we got married. Eventually, we moved to San Diego. I wasn't really ever prepared to move away again from New Mexico. I had went through a divorce a couple years prior to meeting Christopher. And my first husband was military as well, but I was married to him for 9.5 to 10 years, almost 10 years. We made it. He's the father of my other 2 children. And I told him that, I was remarrying and we were moving to San Diego. And he wasn't really for it. He was kind of against it due to the fact that he was stationed out at Fort Bliss, which is in El Paso, Texas. And that's about like 3.5 hours from Albuquerque. So he was, he would always see his kids like every weekend. And he's like, how am I going to see my kids? And I said, well, we'll figure it out. So we packed up after we said I do. I don't remember the exact date when I got married to Christopher, and maybe that's a good thing. We moved into the naval housing out there, and my son, Noah, was 3 at the time, and my oldest was about 7 years old. And she was telling me 7. So I thought everything was great in the beginning. I mean, everything's always perfect, like I said. And then I started seeing bits and pieces of how Christopher really was. I was a stay-at-home wife. Due to my son being so young, I wanted to, enjoy those years with him. Then my daughter went to school right down the street. So I was home every single day. And it just started seeing like Christopher change like night and day. It was awkward. I felt really uncomfortable after a while. We would argue about just the smallest things. And a lot of it also had to do with how he disciplined my children. I'm very protective over my kids.
This may get a little emotional, FYI. Okay, just letting you know. I'll read all the stars and super chats in just a second. I want to let this play through. Oh wait, why is it so big? Wait, I'm sorry guys. Why is it so big?
And I didn't want somebody else to discipline my children. I didn't want him talking ugly to them, hurting their feelings. And I remember one point in time where Christopher spanked my son really hard, and I got very upset with him, and I said, you can't do that to my son. I said, he's 3, he's a baby still. Like, you can't just do whatever you want. I mean, and he got upset, and he's like, well, you know, he needs to learn. He needs to man up. He's a man. I said, he's 3. He's 3. And as time went on, like, I could see him getting more aggressive and more aggressive.
People are saying, who's this? Sebastian's stepfather is Chris. His mother is Katie. Sebastian's missing. Chris was married to Nina. That's Nina Gomez. Nina right here is explaining to us how Chris was, how aggressive, how he's not the same person, you know, as like he's portraying on the news and stuff like that. I'm not saying anything bad on anyone's name. I'm just showing what is out on the internet. Okay. So that's who she's just explaining how she is on kids, and could this be correlated to the case of Sebastian? That's for you to decide. Hit the like and share button for me. I would appreciate that. If you're brand new, hit the follow and subscribe button. Thank you.
Aggressive. And I stood up for my kids all the time. I didn't like how like I said, how he talked to them, how he wanted them to stand in the corner all the time. And I didn't like that. So I stayed a little bit longer. I ended up eventually getting pregnant with Faith. And it was probably, I want to say, maybe early September that I found out that I was pregnant with Faith. And I remember telling him that I was pregnant, and he wasn't happy about it. So I called my parents back home here in Albuquerque, and I told them the situation. And I said, well, Christopher wants me to get an abortion with Faith. And my parents said, no, you're not. And I said, I'm not. So I know he was very upset about me keeping Faith at that point in time. So I came home. My grandma had gotten very sick, and I decided to come home. And after that, I just kind of stayed here in New Mexico, because at that time we weren't getting along, and we were just like newlyweds, and that should have never happened. But I saw things, like I said, that were just it wasn't right about him. So I moved home, and I did my whole pregnancy by myself. And so I finally, my friends back there in California, my neighbors right across the street, were actually calling me. I had one good friend, which is still a really good friend of mine to this day. She called me and said, you know, Nina, you know, Christopher's getting rid of your furniture and getting rid of your stuff. And I was like, what? And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, he's giving away like your little, you know, your home decor stuff. Like, he's giving away beds. And I was like, no way. So, and this was about Easter time. So I had went out there. I made a special trip. I asked my mom to go with me. And Isabella and Noah, they went with me. And I was still pregnant with Faith at the time. So we made it. I didn't tell him that we were going out there. So I kind of, wanted to see myself because the neighbor also informed me that there was people at the house that shouldn't have been there. So I guess I kind of wanted to sneak up on him and see what he was doing, right? And we pulled up into the driveway, into the driveway, and he was coming out the front door with a bed that he was giving to the neighbor, which was my son's bed.
Damn.
And as soon the
Wow.
look on his face was like a deer in headlights. And he dropped the bed right there in the front yard, went back in the front door, slammed the door and locked it on my kids.
What?
And my mom told me at that point, she said, I can't believe he's doing this. Like, what is he doing? So I go in and I unlock the door and I said, what are you doing? I said, are you giving away my stuff? And he had nothing to say. So he brought the bed back in because I knew that's what he was doing. And, the neighbor across the street, like I said, told me. So we stayed there. It was super uncomfortable. My mom felt the tension between the both of us. My children felt it as well. And at the time, Faith started moving. Like I could start, I felt her moving around in my stomach. And I told Christopher, I said, look, I said, put your hand on my stomach. I said, can you feel her move? He said, no. When you're pregnant, you always think that your spouse is going to be super supportive and be super excited that you're pregnant and bringing a life into this world for him, right? But I didn't get that. I didn't get that support that I needed. So we had a conversation my mom brought up between Christopher, myself, and her. And she had said, do you not want Faith? Like, do you not want this baby? And Christopher stated to my mom,
Hold on, guys. YouTube, Facebook, the phone number is pinned. Text with your name. I'm gonna have just a couple callers. Please, let me know in the comments. No, please text your name. Excuse me. Please text your name. I will give you a call. Text your name. I will give you a call. Okay?
He wasn't happy. And he said, what if one of them dies? What if Faith dies or Nina dies on the table or when she's having this baby? Like my mom said, don't talk like that. Like, why are you talking like that? They're still here. So we left again after a couple of days. We came home to Albuquerque. And still, I tried working it out where we were at, but it just wasn't working. I wanted out. And I had Faith on my own. Christopher called the hospital. I told him on June 1st that I got admitted into the hospital. And Faith arrived at June 2nd, about 3 or 4 in the morning. And he kept calling the hospital and saying that my wife is in labor, she's there. But Christopher was just so rude and hateful and he wasn't even there.
I'm surprised this guy doesn't have a record. I'm actually surprised at this. Jackie says, I need 5 minutes in a room with Christopher. Jennifer Farewell joined the Novesity class membership. Enjoy your perks, priority. By the way, if you have a badge on Facebook, you know, the green badge or the beautiful crown over at YouTube, when you text your name, say you are a member, class, or executive. Those are both memberships, but let me know. And then you get priority with phone calls and you get longer time. Oh, and you get priority in chat. I see a lot of you guys with texting. You got a lot of you guys is texting. A lot. Good. Just text your name and if you are a member or a regular follower.
So then he arrived a couple days later after Faith. I had Faith.
Chat, I'm going to try to get Nina on the show. Cause I got this. I'm gonna try to get her. She seems very vulnerable. I want to get her. I respect her time. I hope you guys would like that. I would love to have just a couple of questions for her. I won't take much of her time.
And he was
Ashley.
The doctors and the nurses there were on high alert due to the fact that they heard Christopher over the phone on how he was being disrespectful to the nurses that were on call that night, as you know, I was waiting to have her. And I asked that they not give him any more information.
Wow.
So he arrived. I had Faith. He arrived a couple days later, like I said. And you could just tell the look on his face, like he wasn't happy at all. Like, didn't say, hey, you did a good job. Didn't say, I'm so happy that you brought my daughter into this world, like nothing. And I remember my sister was holding Faith and she had to ask Chris, do you want to hold her? He said, I guess. So she handed her over to Chris. And he stayed there with me for a couple more days because I had a C-section. And on one of the occasions, I can't recall what was happening, but he was raising his voice and he was talking to me very disrespectful in front of one of the nurses. And she had told him, look, she just brought life into this world. She just got major surgery and you're yelling at her. And I have a problem with that. She said, if you continue to do this, I'm going to have to tell social services to come down here. And I'm also going to have to ask you to leave the hospital and not return. So at that point in time, he kind of calmed down after he heard that. But unfortunately, that didn't last very long. He continued to do that. So social services at the hospital was told to come down. And he was pretty much, she said, you can't do that here. And she was really concerned for my well-being at the time and also Faith's. Because, here is Christopher, dictating and telling me what I can and can't do and telling the nurses to do their job correctly and all these other things and raising his voice at me. And, so they had to step in. And so she said, this is it. Like, you're going to have to leave the premises. And, and he got a little upset and he's like, no, I'm going to change. I'm going to be good. So, they said, okay, but we're watching you. We're watching you. So after that, we had left. They discharged all of us from the hospital, and he didn't want to stay at my parents' house because my mom and dad live in a trailer, and he doesn't like that. It's a house, right? Still. So he rented a room at Kirtland Air Force Base, and they have like lodging there, which is like a house, old base housing, and we ended up getting one of those. And we stayed there for a while. I remember one night in particular where we all had went out and got something to eat to bring it back to the room. I had went into the restroom, I believe that's where I was at, and Faith was in her car seat, and my oldest daughter was in the living room with my son and Christopher. Well, anyways, I guess I wasn't moving fast enough for Christopher, but the baby started crying. Faith started crying. And, you know, she's crying, and I'm trying to get to her as fast as I can. And when she was in the car seat, my oldest daughter at the time witnessed this with my 3-year-old son. When she was in the car seat, he ended up hitting the car seat against the wall. And he's getting upset because she's crying. And then when she was in her car seat, there was a coffee table right there, and he ended up tossing her on the coffee table with the car seat because he was so irate that she was crying. And I said, hey, I said, what's your problem? I said, what are you doing? Like, she's a baby. She's going to cry.
Okay. It sounds like this guy has anger issues. I got a first caller. It's gonna be breezy because she's gonna explain the whole interview, so we don't have to watch the whole 2 hours, 2.5 hours. This is long. This is very long, and I don't want to do this to you guys. But this guy, I didn't know he was this. This is a little abusive. Melly with the 2 super chat says, like Panthers, predators target vulnerable people. Hey, you know what? That's a very good super chat, Melly, because she seems like a very vulnerable person, but for him to treat her this way, he just seems very angry. Chris, what's going on, man? Melly again. Thank you, Melly. She says, demons walk among us, but not you, my angel. Hi, Nove. And happy Easter, beautiful chat. Happy Easter to you, Melly Belly. I hope you're having a good Saturday. And you're right, man. It comes in all shapes and forms, Melly. And, oh, man, it's just... I didn't expect it to be this deep, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to be honest with you. Could this tell something about this case of Sebastian? Could it? Possibly. He did beat him with a belt. He has very bad past history of beating kids and being so aggressive. Do I see signs of a narcissist? Possible. Could this mean something with Sebastian's case? Possible. I quite don't know just yet. Happy Easter says Novesity. Beatrice, thank you so much. Happy Easter to you too.
I wish I would have just...
All right, I'm going to just take phone calls.
I wish I would have never met him.
Hello, Keiko.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing very good. Thank you for wanting me to call. So talk to me. Your thoughts so far.
Holy cow. Where do you want me to start? The, special needs, or do you want me to start on Christopher with Nina? I mean, I heard some of the interview, and I know for myself it was very triggering because I lived through something somewhat similar. Not really wanting to go into detail with that, but where do you want to start?
Whatever you can. It's perfectly fine. You can start with from, I guess, your child being in a similar position with autism, and then you can lead up to after. I am giving people just 7-8 minutes on a phone call today because we're gonna end. We're gonna end early today.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm not going to take too much of your time. I might take 2 or 3. I'll make it quick for you.
Perfect. So talk to me, K-Cole. What's up, K-Dog?
So as far as the special needs autism, I know for my children personally, my daughter never leaves her phone. She's 10 years old. She has that for school and everything. If she needs us, whatever. She never leaves her phone. That's just something that's always by her side. For my son, who is nonverbal, he has an iPad. That's how he communicates. We definitely cannot leave that behind, So leaving electronics and everything for the kids, I highly don't believe. I just find that hard to believe that happened. But, I mean, he did have his, keychain flashlight. So there's that.
So with the shoes still being there and the phone still being there, your daughter seems to be kind of more closely related to this. She cannot go without her phone?
No, not at all. She cannot.
So what if you guys take the car and you guys leave in a car? She will be like what without her phone? Let's say you leave her phone.
She is, she's like any kid, like any normal kid. She would not be able to, she would be very bored, let's just say. It's very attached to her hip.
Really?
Yeah, if I take it away from her, say if she gets in trouble and I do take it away, her world crumbles because, she's worried that something could happen at school, or what if I'm not at home? Like, it's a part of her routine. She has to have that phone in order to stay in contact.
So Sebastian's keychain, the flashlight, missing. But the cell phone is there. The shoes are there. You think that can tell you enough to there's some type of foul play going on?
I believe so, personally.
You believe it's foul play. Now, do you believe somebody, just your opinion, allegedly speaking, speculation, you believe someone took him, someone's responsible, he went on his own? There's so many theories out all over the internet, from Facebook groups to YouTube channels to TikTok videos to articles being made all over the internet. What do you believe, Keiko?
I have kind of many theories on it. I mean, part of me believes that he's still alive and somebody took him and he's just in hiding. At least that's what I'm praying for, that he's, still here, so we can get that Easter miracle. I mean, there's so many different theories, but the one that I'm praying for most is that we're going to get that Easter miracle and he's just in hiding.
That's what we're all praying for. Absolutely. Especially Seth. I completely understand that.
Yeah, most definitely.
I just can't wrap around my head where security cameras in the house, not on, his shoes are left, but it's the keychain's missing, correct?
Yeah, the keychain is missing.
I don't understand that. I don't understand that. How can something that's so close to him be taken away, but yet a phone is not, shoes are not, but then no cameras could detect that? By the way, I played an audio where somebody picked up, camera of him Friday, but nothing Saturday. That I don't understand.
I'm wondering if possibly, I don't know how the neighborhood or the house is set up. Maybe the back door, possibly.
Listen, back door or somewhere still in that house somewhere.
You
know what I'm saying? And yeah, this is a little too suspicious, but who am I to say that Chris or Katie has something to do with it? I officially don't know, but is there red flags? Absolutely, there's
Most
red
definitely.
flags. Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay, Cole,
Mhm.
listen, thank you so much for sharing that information with that in relation to your kids. That helps a lot because a lot of people agree with you, especially with the phone thing. And with this case, I it's tricky. It's tricky. I just hope that they find them, and I'm pretty sure you hope the same.
Yes, I do. I agree.
Thank you, K Dog. I appreciate you for wanting to call and stuff. Thank you so much.
No, my pleasure. I love you and everybody in the chat. I hope everybody has a happy Easter.
We love you too. Thank you so much, Cole. Talk to you later.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye bye. Good call. Good call. Next caller, please. Please, 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 please. Did they see him taking trash out Sunday? Britt, from my understanding, I'm going to let you guys hear it again. This is what I got from it. Listen again.
So you guys saw on your camera.
And right after school on Friday.
Okay.
Guys, the number that you guys got, text. Do not call. Text your name and let me know if you are a supporter or member.
On my video, about somewhere around 3 o'clock, get the mail on Friday.
Okay.
Then they evidently had been out on Saturday because she comes home, she pulls up, he jumps out of the car and he gets the mail, and while she's pulling into the garage, he's skipping and he looks happy and he's running up to the front door, but then he doesn't go in the front door and he skips back down the sidewalk and into the garage, but looks really happy.
Mm-hmm.
I did not visually see him on Friday with the camera, but
on Friday.
I mean Sunday.
Sunday.
With my camera, but that was when I asked my husband asked the police, did you see who took that trash down? Was that Sebastian?
Mm-hmm.
And they said yes, because in this neighborhood, if you want your trash picked up on Monday morning, you got to take it down there Sunday. Sometimes.
So he asked the police, did they visually see him take out the trash on Sunday? They said yes. So, which police said they identified him. I would appreciate it, guys, if you not call and just text your number. Text your name, please. Cheryl Johnson with the 500 stars. She said, I have 2 grandchildren with ASD. I believe there is more connection to the trash can and his shoes being thrown away. Being thrown away. That's interesting. Why do you think that, Cheryl? They don't adapt to change well. Yes, I learned that. They don't. They don't, Cheryl Johnson. They don't. Bridget Smelser with the 200 stars. Thank you, Bridget. I appreciate that. Sandra with the $4.99 super chat right here. She says, I feel bad doing this in the middle of this madness, but I want to give a shout out to Nove, Melly, and Cole and Elizabeth. Thank you for all you do. Aw, Sandra, that's beautiful. Thank you, Sandra. Don't feel bad. Every now and then we can wind down. This does brings some sadness because we hurt for the boy. So we appreciate that. Every now and then a little laugh and love, it helps. Thank you, Sandra. Shout out to Sandra. Flo Marie says, autistic children are huge on routines. I'm learning that. Trust me, from you guys. You guys, I got it, guys. Trust me. Big time. Big time. Hi, Ashley. How are you? I see you. Let's get another caller in here. Hi, Cheryl. You are an executive member. Am I correct?
Yes.
Well, thank you so
I
much.
watch you on 3 different medias at the
Oh,
same time.
whoa. That's a lot. I
Yeah.
really appreciate that. Thank you for that immense support. So please give me your take, please, on this case.
Yeah. You just mentioned the shoes. Now, his mom said that all of his shoes were too small, and his dad bought him a pair of boots, which he left in the house. They had just thrown those shoes into the trash can. And so I'm thinking that my grandson, I've been talking to him about things, because when he's gotten his shoes taken away from him, he will keep wearing the small ones because he's so used to them. And he does it actually. He had on a pair yesterday of small shoes. And I'm wondering if Sebastian actually went out. They say there was 2 flashlights, and they're saying that one of those was the trash man. Did he go out to get his shoes?
Well, the lights have been debunked. The interview is actually on my screen. He said that it was the garbage truck and all that stuff.
Yeah, but those were two separate lights. That was not like the garbage truck. Like, they were in sync. Do you understand what I'm saying? One was going in a... So did Sebastian try to retrieve his shoes?
How did he know that the shoes were in the garbage?
Because that was in an interview with the parents. They were saying that they threw. I think it was the dad that said his shoes were too small, and they asked him to get, and he bought him a pair of boots.
Wait a minute,
And
time
those
out. That's a
boots were
red
in the
flag
house.
automatic. That's a red flag. How many pairs of shoes they threw
Exactly.
away? How many pairs of shoes they threw away?
They threw away all the shoes. His mom said they threw away all the shoes. The dad said that he took him and he bought him the pair of boots. The boots are in the house. The mom said she threw all of the shoes away.
Okay.
Sebastian took the garbage out, and then he didn't go back to the house. He went to the garage. His keys are missing. They said no, there was no entry or exit that was open. Maybe he locked the door. That's habit. That's something routine. You go in and out, you lock the door.
The way that I'm thinking of is, why would they throw out the shoes?
Because they were all too small for him.
I'm not
And
looking
sometimes
at
parents
I'm not
sometimes
looking
parents
at it
don't
like that though.
understand what they need.
But I'm not looking at it in that way. I'm looking at it as, why did they need to throw out the shoes right around that time that he's gone missing? That's how I'm
Because
looking
he
at it.
just got new boots.
You could throw out shoes just for just keeping boots?
No, because the boots fit him.
Right.
The shoes were too small.
But you just said if he throws out all the boots, I mean all his shoes, but just have boots. So what I'm saying is, look, okay, you said that the parents said that they threw out his shoes because it didn't fit. They threw out all his shoes, correct?
Yes.
Okay, number one, you would have bought new shoes and replaced that, but he just have one pair of boots?
One pair of boots.
That's
The dad just bought him one pair of boots, his real dad.
right. So I'm saying that's suspicious alone. You get it?
Exactly. And see, for the kids, like my daughter and my son-in-law, they don't quite understand everything about my grandchildren, that these kids really have these needs. They get really put off by change. And so for Sebastian, even the fact that his dad, he was going to have to move with his father. He probably wanted to live with his dad, but the change of moving away from his home, that's a big thing that would set him off. Getting rid of his shoes, that's a big thing that would set him off.
We're talking about the shoes by the door, right?
The shoes by the door.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
That's interesting.
We're talking about shoes by the door.
Why would they just throw that out? But if I'm going to throw out shoes, I would have a replacement for him. But just to throw it out, where's the replacement
the boots
shoes?
were the replacement.
But just one pair? Do you understand what I'm saying?
No,
one pair.
they threw away every pair of.
Right, but what I'm saying is they threw out all that just to have one pair of boots. One.
Yeah.
One. Does that make sense to you? Is what I'm saying?
No.
That doesn't. I would no one I know, anybody, regardless of regular autistic, whatever, you don't just throw out all that just to keep. He has one pair of boots. That's red flags to me. That's red flags.
I get you. That's red flags to me.
Thank you for that that small piece of information, because I that part I didn't know, but I did know about the shoes by the door, and then what the father his dad was talking about. But damn, and then you believe that he went out because he was trying to retrieve them, right?
Yes.
That's interesting.
Yes, and
okay, that's interesting.
I think he was trying to get them before the trash man got them. For all I know, the trash man could have gotten him and taken him away.
or somebody, or okay, I see what you said. Somebody malicious when he went out probably took. Okay,
Yes.
I see what you're saying. You know, is this?
We don't know.
Nobody
because-
found Sebastian in the landfill, and they knew exactly where to find him. If
Right,
he was
and-
there, go ahead. Go ahead.
There was a scent going down towards that pond.
Oh, you mean what the dog picked up? That was false. That wasn't confirmed.
Yes,
that
there-
wasn't confirmed.
Well, there was a scent walking out from his house.
Okay. Are you talking about what the United Cajun picked up?
No. Around by his house, there's some water.
Right.
No.
So what I'm saying is, if they picked, okay, so none of the cameras picked him up at the front of the house. So he had to leave where? In the back, right? Or he had to kidnapped or left in the back, correct?
In the
Cheryl?
back, or yeah.
Yeah. So if he had to
Right.
leave in the back, and
Right.
the pond is located, because by the way, there's several little ponds. I noticed that. The pond that picked up this scent was in the back of the house, like leading towards the direction of the back of the house. Because I have the map
I'm
pulled
not
up.
sure because there's several stories that are going around.
Exactly.
So I wouldn't even really pay attention to that. But I'm just thinking that he left out of his house. And, the shoes are big for me because talking to my grandson and seeing the things that they do with routine, those shoes are big. Taking his shoes away. And this is coming from the mom, that they took the shoes and threw them in the trash. And the dad saying, his mom said all of his shoes would. Have you noticed that all of his clothes are big in all of his pictures? All the sleeves, everything is really big.
Really?
So it's like the mom dresses him in really big clothes. So for them, it's like he should be in big clothes. If you look at all the pictures of Sebastian, he's wearing really big clothes.
Let me check. Hold on real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he does.
Like they think he should have big clothes on and not clothes that fit him.
I'm hoping they were taking proper care of this kid, honestly.
Yeah, look at his clothes. And then I'm thinking, why would they throw away all his shoes? Because they were too small. But for him, maybe he wanted his shoes.
Right, and he went out to go look for it, basically, right?
And he went out to go look for his shoes. Because those lights, and then go back and look at the video of the lights. There's one light that they said went first, and then another light came. But they're not in sync like a car would be or a truck would be.
Right. So
That's all I had.
So do you think that? No, that's very good, Cheryl. Very good. And I didn't catch one that part with the other. Let me ask you this question real quick before I forget. I don't want to forget this.
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe that the mother or father or both committed any foul play acts according to Sebastian in this case? Do you believe so?
I think what it is that they don't understand him, and that like the mom, yelling at him, or the stepfather doing the things that he does. All of those things are things that are triggers. They're all triggers. And the fact that he's saying goodnight to his puppies, he goes into his room, she's yelling at him, whatever you're doing in there, cut it out, all of these are triggers. You can't talk to them in a certain kind of way. You can't do these things. He's probably thinking about his shoes. I gotta get those shoes. My grandson, when my daughter tells him not to do something or to put, he hides things. He hides them. He wants them. He's going to get them however he can.
Right. Chat, and also you, Cheryl, do we know what date they threw out these shoes? The date, or or no, not because that
not
would be
sure. But his dad acted like it was he had just done that. It was very recent. And when she said it, I guess we'd have to look back at the interviews. But she said she threw his shoes away, and they talked about the shoes being by the door.
I gotta look into the date. I gotta find this date. Thank you for telling me this. I'm gonna put this in my notes.
Okay.
Every details matter. You understand, Cheryl? So anything that you're saying that like that stuff like this That's a small piece of information that I need to look at now because I need to know what date did they throw out the shoes? Did they throw, like, you know what I'm saying? And I want further details on this.
Right.
And I would love to speak to Seth myself, and which that's what I'm going to be doing. Right. Actually, on Monday, I'm going to try to speak to Seth myself. This is important information. I got to look at that. Thank you for telling me this, show.
Yeah.
Very good. That's a very good detail. Very good. I appreciate you.
Yeah, it's something that I deal with here in the house, so I know, and I try to get my grandson to get rid, to take those shoes off because they
Right.
are, they're small, and he just wants them, and when he's ready to get rid of them, we'll get rid of them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I
but
totally
thank you, sir,
understand.
for giving me the time.
No,
I appreciate
thank you. No,
and
thank you. That
happy
was
holidays
amazing.
to everyone. God bless you for doing what you do again.
Thank you so
All
much,
right.
Cheryl.
Thank
Take
you,
care
Noel.
now.
Give somebody
Bye-bye.
else a chance. All right. Love you
Will
guys.
do.
Bye-bye.
She's adorable. She's so adorable. Let's get I'm gonna get Breezy in here to sum that up for us. Elizabeth. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look that up. That's a piece of information that we would like. I would like to know, because if there is some type of act committed by these parents, which I don't legally know, I don't know. That would be important. I think, to me, guys, I'm sorry, man. The biggest red flags is those cameras. Type in the chat right now. Type in the chat. Everybody, type in the chat. Biggest red flag for you of this case. Type it right now in the chat. Facebook and YouTube. Type it right now. Type it right now. Biggest red flag. Biggest red flag. Biggest red flag. What is your biggest red flag in this case? Elizabeth, sweet. Elizabeth. So true. My son had to sneak anything, even broken crayons, out of the back door like a drug lord, smuggling over the border. Really? Oh, yes. You said your son has autism. Oh, Elizabeth. That's right. My son had to sneak anything, even broken crayons, out of the back door. Interesting. So they are more tangible to items they are comfortable with. Got you, Elizabeth. Thank you for the super chat, Elizabeth. See? I'm getting this. I'm understanding autistic kids. Because of you guys. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Elizabeth! Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm understanding now. No evidence of Sebastian ever leaving the house. You'll be very surprised if Sebastian even left the house. Chat. You'd be very surprised. Very surprised. Very surprised, chat, if he even left the house. You understand what I'm saying? Thank you, Elizabeth. Christine with the similar super chat. Thank you, Christine Taylor. She says, I don't want to miss telling all my beautiful peeps on here. Happy Easter. No, God knows. Thank you and all your admins for all you do. I'm the only admin. I truly feel like I have gained a family with all my, oh yeah, Christine, you are a family. Are you kidding me? Absolutely. Absolutely your family. Christine, no doubt about it. Of course you're family. No, did I get you the Riley Strain videos I sent you? I will check my DMs on Facebook right after the podcast. And also my the Discord. Discord is very important. Thank you, Christine. You are family, and I appreciate the super chat. James S. says, Seth did an interview yesterday and said the video with the lights were, the cameras also glitches in 311, but the trash was picked up later. James, thank you for that information. I appreciate that. Was cropped. Okay. Yes, I did see the interview, by the way. I did see one of the interviews. I just wish we had a proper conclusion. You know, James, like there's a lot of fake stuff out there that I wish that I shouldn't have to debunk. Why did I need to do that? The people be like, hey, this is the truth. This is not. And we can go by that. It's crazy. Thank you, James, for clearing that up. I appreciate you, James. Thank you for that super chat, man. Breezy, I got just a few minutes, so
Hey,
please tell
there
me
you
the
are.
details of this interview.
Okay, sorry. I'll make it quick. If it gets a little loud, I'll move. So the long story short of this interview is this mom. Everybody says that Chris has kind of been, he's been a little gruff, but I was like, maybe he's not a bad guy. When you actually listen to her, he smacked her oldest daughter when she had braces on and split her lip open. Somebody that's not abusive does not do that. He smacked her 3-year-old son. Um, she's in fear of him. He had her so convinced that he was going to try and kidnap Faith again, that when they served her papers, when she was trying to fly her to go visit them, that they wanted her to look crazy so they could get full custody. This guy is not a good guy. From when you listen to this interview and seeing her break down in her emotion to see how bad it really is and how in fear she is now 6 years later is a problem. And he really needs to be looked at.
Oh my God. He smacked her daughter with braces?
Yep, her oldest one with braces and split her lip open. And her son.
She had to
Sorry,
be
I didn't mean to
bleeding.
interrupt.
She had to been bleeding.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And her son, when Faith had to go with him, he didn't want her to go. And he said, Mommy, I'll run so fast and I'll go get her. You just run and I'll go save her so that she doesn't have to go. When your son is saying that about his sister having to go with her dad, there's a problem.
Unbelievable. Was he
Yeah.
abusive? Was he abusive towards her?
She didn't really say specifically if he was, but based on her emotions and how she was acting in that interview and just almost shaking inconsolably at times, you can tell that he probably was. She didn't say it in so many words, but with the emotion on her face and saying how he did that to her children, they're not even his children. Those are her children.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, he hit a 3-year-old little boy. Well, he needs to learn. He's 3. He's
Right.
3.
Right.
So, I mean, I know they're saying supposedly he was there, but there's more to this. And, there has to be something figured out, because for somebody to be this aggressive, and you can tell it's not a story, and her saying, I want 5 minutes of fame or something, because she didn't have to come out at all.
Right.
And for her to come out and to be this visibly emotional about it, there's a lot of trauma that this is stirred up.
The whole internet is divided right now, even between the bio dad and
Yeah.
This is something that I think that we need to keep looking at. Thank you for summing up this entire interview. Is there any important information she said during this interview before I let you go?
No, I mean, I know you're wanting to try and get in touch, so I'm going to try, because like I said, I'm in New Mexico as well, so maybe we can connect with her over that, and maybe she'll sit down with me, or, want to be a little bit more open so she would know that somebody's available to talk to that's not just on another side of a computer, hopefully.
Perfect. We'll talk in private. About that.
For sure. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay. Thank you so much, Bree Dog. I appreciate you.
You're welcome.
All right, now.
Bree Dog now. Bye, guys.
All right. That was, wow. He actually hit both of their kids. Didn't know that neither. If 2 and 2 don't equal 4 with him walking out of the door, then 2 of 2 equal 4 with him being carried out of the door by Chris and Katie. Jackie M. Thank you so much for that. She's like, this makes come on, like this, it's common sense. I understand you completely, Jackie M. Thank you so much for the $9.99. I appreciate you. Ashley says, the fact that the mom left the house with the dad seems very off and unsettling. Even if it was my dog, I would hope they return home and wait there. I thought that too. I'm not gonna lie. Like honestly, Ashley, just searching for the boy. One of them search, one of them stay home. Yeah. Is that logical? One of them search, one of them stay home. As a me being a man, I'll tell my wife, baby, sit back, relax, let me search. Just, stay home. Let me know what happens. Stay by the phone. Turn the cameras on. Jesus, chicken strips. Cameras is it for me. Early stage of Stockholm Syndrome. That's why stay. Really? I could see with her. Yeah, Sandra, absolutely. Guys, do me a big favor. I need you guys to do me a favor. I'm gonna, I have to end the podcast right now. I want you guys to comment on the end of this podcast, I'm going to look at the comments as soon as I end it. Tell me the biggest red flag. I know you guys commented already, but copy and paste it or comment it again. Please, I'm going to answer your comments at the end of the podcast because it's going to say 0 comments. It's 2 different comments, live and regular comments. The regular ones stays there. I want to look at the regular comments at the end of the podcast. I want to see what your comments are. I want you to tell me your comments at the end of the podcast. Be like, hey, no, this is what I believe. Hey, no, bada, bada, bada. I'm going to read those comments. Tell me your biggest red flag of this whole take. Tell me, do you even think that the parents are even involved? I don't know, and legally, I cannot say so. But give me your opinion. I would appreciate that very much. Guys, I got to end the podcast. It is Saturday night. I have something very, very important things to do. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. This is the first time I ever ended the podcast in 1 minute. 1 hour and 22 seconds, 22 minutes. I'm actually surprised. But I want to thank all my super chats, my star senders. I love you guys. Remember, I highly suggest you guys join the Novesity Nation family by getting the green heart badge on Facebook or the beautiful crown over at YouTube. Join the family as we have our own special group in which I have to post something for you guys very soon to members only. And we'll take more phone calls on the next podcast, all right? Thank you guys for being here. I love the feedback. I read your comments, live comments, and you guys gave me very important information and also your opinions. Thank you so much. Happy Easter. Happy weekend. Keep your family close. Love each other, all right? I will pay attention to my Facebook DMs as best as I can. I get overwhelmed. There's a lot, so be patient with me. If you get an automated message, obviously it's not me. I'm away, all right? Thank you all so much. As soon as this ends, go to the comments on the video of this podcast and comment your red flag. It could be anything. Let me know. I love you guys incredibly. Happy Easter. Yeah. And I hope and I pray that I'll see you guys on the next one. Wait, before I go, wait a minute. Yes. That's it. Signing off. All right. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the follow button. I'll see you on the next one. Do good. Die great. Bye-bye.